Reina, you're back!
I am!
Hooray!
I've been back for a week.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Ah!
Hey everyone, welcome back to SourceFED. I'm Reina Scully.
And I'm Matt Lieberman.
Jerry Brown, the governor of California, has signed a bill that makes California the first state in the nation in which post-secondary education institutions must adopt a policy concerning sexual assault in order to receive state funds. It is loosely known as the Yes Means Yes legislation, and it outlines how to better evaluate sexual assault claims.
Let's clarify a bit. Obviously, post-secondary institutions means colleges. And we all know that no means no, as in when asking for consent for sex, if the one being asked explicitly states no, the resulting sexual acts will be considered a crime.
That's a murky territory when examining sexual assault because not all cases occur in the same manner. As in, there may be a situation where it's highly difficult for one to clearly state no.
And we aren't just talking about intoxication or being unconscious. For example, if the one being asked fears the consequences of saying no, perhaps there's a possibility of physical reprisal.
However, with Yes Means Yes, the definition of consent under the bill requires an affirmative, conscious, and voluntary agreement to engage in sexual activity. As in, the absence of saying no does not equate to consent.
In other words, a victim no longer has to say no for he or she to have a valid case. It is the absence of a firm and clear yes that offers a valid case.
Governor Brown is calling this a paradigm shift in how sexual assault investigations will be handled and even prevented in college campuses in California.
The legislation also states that silence or a lack of resistance does not constitute consent. The bill specifically states that someone who is asleep, drugged, drunk, or unconscious cannot grant consent.
Pretty sure that was supposed to be obvious.
Obvious.
And lawmakers were careful to outline that certain physical gestures such as nodding or moving closer to the person can mean consent, which is potentially confounding, so the bill requires university faculty members to be trained on how to investigate and interpret complaints along with requiring access to counseling and healthcare services.
Currently, the bill, otherwise known as SB 967, applies to all California post-secondary schools, public and private, that receive state money for financial aid. This raises a few questions like, does this law only apply to state-funded universities? And does this apply to non-students who just happen to be visiting the campus? Does it?
Does it?
Does it?
SB 967 is overall a great step forward in educating students about their rights, prevention, and what consent really is. However, it still doesn't address the major issue of victims not coming forward about their experiences.
Personally, I think that this law is a step in the right direction, but is ultimately confusing at first glance. The better we can educate the public about this law and what constitutes and doesn't constitute consent, the closer we can get to a society where sexual assault can be investigated and prosecuted effectively.
What do you guys think about this new bill? Let us know in the comments section below.
Yeah, also like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with as many people as you can. I'm Matt Lieberman.
And I'm Reina Scully.